yeah, man. It's good to be back. We took a little break on the last one.
Welcome to History for Foos.
What's up, everybody?
A big hand to the people that actually sent Butch Escobar cash on his Venmo. He got gas money.
Thank you, guys.
He might buy some new vans. You never know.
Yeah, dude. Thank you. Yeah, I will get new vans.
Those are the B-52s, right?
Dude, I've had these for 2 years now. These are post-pandemic, by the way. So longer than 2 years.
That right there, what you have on the side of the van, the cherries, that's OG right there.
The roses?
Yeah, that right there, like those came out. I remember when those came out, and there was like a few vans that had that style.
Yeah, you could design your own now. Not to plug Vans, but you could go on and because I have big feet. I loved Vans when I was a kid, but they didn't make wides for a long time. But now you can design.
They're cool, bro. Because if you ever want a kayak, you give that to one of your nephews. Kayak the Morin Bay.
Thank you, everybody who did send me Venmo. My Venmo is at Butch Escobar. I appreciate it.
Also, we have an announcement. I know that we have no ads, so the History for Food podcast is being brought to you by $0.
Right.
And we decided to. Butch is gonna, since Butch got a lot of feedback from his Venmo. He's gonna start on his own airport. No, he's gonna start his own Patreon page where it's gonna be a little side thing where Butch goes hardcore solo on pirates on his own, or whatever he knows. He might be on a pirate ship. You never know, man.
Yeah, because
he will have one eye.
I have a lot of ideas that are like that I wanted to take outside of like where we're sitting right now. Felipe is really busy because he's touring, he's doing all kinds of stuff. But I have a lot of time to make these videos, and I want to do some live stuff with you guys. So check out the links below. My Patreon will be in the links below. And come join me. And man, I look forward to doing that with you guys. I
think one of the places you should let people know on your live is take them to that pirate ship over there, where the pirate ship is over there on off the Oakland.
Oh, over there by in Emeryville.
Emeryville.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Yeah.
Welcome to History for Foos podcast. The last time we talked about Henry Avery, and today we're going to talk about a pirate that I know about. His name is William Kidd, Captain William Kidd, and his name is you can see his name is up there, and his little quick bio, as you can see. William Kidd, he never wanted to be a pirate.
Right.
He wanted to be a privateer,
right,
so to speak. And he was a really like one of those pirates that didn't give a hootenanny about anybody. Is that a pirate reference?
Yeah, I don't think that's a pirate reference,
but he didn't care.
Maybe the same era.
William Kidd did not care, man. Like I don't know what maritime laws or what are the laws of sailing a ship.
Right.
And so he was hired by the king to be a privateer.
Yes.
So William the Kidd, as soon as they sent him on those missions, he was already in trouble from the get-go. So William the Kidd, he's there with his crew. They're privateers. They ain't pirates. They're privateers. They passed by a British ship. And I guess the law is you're supposed to acknowledge that that's a naval British ship. You're supposed to salute it.
I think they would do this or something like that.
Salute it with your ship. I think you have to lower the sail or put a salute sail or something like that.
Yeah, you have to honor the bigger ship going by.
Yeah, man, you have to rip his flag and send a salute, right? So the William Kidd disrespected the British boat because, man, this guy, like, even though this guy got big-headed, tell the truth.
Right.
It's like somebody telling me, Felipe, I'm going to give you the okay to be the big shot. But now I'm thinking I'm a diss with the police because I got hired by somebody above the police.
Right.
So this guy decided not to salute that boat, right? So then the British decided to bust a cannon at them, but not at them.
Like over them.
Over them, right?
Yeah.
Ka-ka!
Over the deck.
You know what those fools did? They turned around, bro, and mooned them and started slapping their butts.
No, is that what they did? Because I just, when you were, I wanted to familiarize myself with him a little bit before we started talking.
They said they turned around and started spanking their butts.
Wow.
They said that the word they used was a big-ass word, bro. I saved it right here.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. They greeted them with impudence, bro.
That's what I read. I didn't know what that word meant. Because I was like, what did they do?
So then I saw the video. They were they put their butts down, and even though whether they put their pants down and show their bare asses, just the fact that you're slapping your ass to the British Navy, bro.
I mean,
no, that's disrespect.
It's an insult to the point of where you fire your cannon over the bow of that ship. And not only do you not salute after doing that, you turn around and show your ass and slap it. Yeah, bro.
So the British went over there and boarded that ship and took half of his crew and made them navies, bro.
Yeah,
Navy officers.
That's right. Oh, because he was a privateer.
Privateer.
So he had his own crew of like privateer.
Yeah, so the British came, got in his boat, and took all those fools, like the fools that were probably mooning, and made them Navy officers. So now they work for the Navy. So now they fool the privateer that has to look for a big crew now.
Can we pause for a moment though?
We can pause, bro.
Because I want to go to the life of the guys.
Let's do it.
Who got picked up and taken.
For the reminders to unpause.
Whatever.
No, okay. But go on, yes.
Yeah, like.
I see you're on a roll, bro.
You're the guy.
You're hyper.
You're not Captain Kidd. You're the guy that has to join that fucking boat after mooning it. What's your punishment going out that way?
Bro, I think those fools were mopping that shit barefoot.
They were probably getting the crap kicked out of them, dude. Anyway, go ahead.
But I'm pretty sure they had to, man, because I'm pretty sure 100% of that fucking Navy boat know that those guys with the mooners just got hired.
Oh, yeah, bro. They're all waiting on board to fucking beat the shit out of you. And there's some dude that's probably going to fuck you,
I bet when they walked in, bro, they were getting punched in the face.
Yeah, dude. They were getting beat up.
Like, and I don't know, they don't do it too much in the United States anymore because of we live in a PC culture, and it's a horrible thing to do anyways.
Yeah,
we to have a thing called Bamba.
Okay.
And then like Bamba, Butch, and everybody starts slapping you on the top of your head with their palm.
No, yeah, we would have shit like that too.
Bamba.
Yeah, oh, bro.
Or they do it on your birthday.
Yeah.
So, bro, I'm pretty sure there was a little bit of hazing when those fools got back on that ship.
Oh, they got the
fucking mooners.
Well, you know about the cat of nine tails.
No, tell me, but we have time for one of those tails. Tell me.
Well, it's not any tails. It's a whip with 9 pieces on it with little hooks.
Oh my god.
Little barbs.
So
this is where the term "let the cat out of the bag" came from.
You know the weapons, right?
Yeah.
What that cat out of the bag? What's up?
So when someone goes, "Oh, you let the cat out of the bag," that's because they had it in a bag to protect it from the salty air. But when it came out, it was a whip with these little barbs in the end, and it was 9 whips in one little flogger, and they would whip you, and that's your punishment for fucking up on the ship. And this isn't the Navy. This isn't pirates did it too, but the British Navy would punish that way. Now they get put in the brig or in a jail, but back then.
So speaking of punishment, one of those dudes on William Kidd's boat. Because they were a short man now. He was talking a lot of shit afterwards.
Right.
Whatever he was saying.
Yeah.
William the Kid beat the fuck out of him and killed him, bro, on the boat. So now he has a murder case. He has a murder on him.
Oh, is this where he becomes privateer?
Yeah, before he became a pirate, he as a privateer captain, he killed a fool on his boat that was just mouthing off all the time.
Okay.
And complaining, dog. He killed him in front of everybody.
Oh, wow.
And, bro, he killed his ass, bro. And not only that, half of his men died of cholera, bro. Of cholera.
Cholera,
yeah,
wow.
dog. So this fool was like short man on a privateer ship already. And he really felt that he was not gonna get processed or dealt with for that murder, bro, because he got hired from the high ups.
Right.
So this fool's thinking he's all high and mighty, dog.
Well, and also he was granted a brand new ship at the time.
Yeah.
This
is 2 years after Henry Avery.
It was 32 guns, new ship. This is what I just read because I was brushing
32 fucking guns.
And
we're talking 20 guns last time.
And he was given what is it? Thing of mark.
The seal of approval.
Like seal of approval from the government, but it was like a direct. Like the king was like, I need you to do this. So
hold on, bro. We have airplanes. We have ice cream man outside, dog.
That's a spooky ass ice cream. Dude, that sounds like fucking It is in that thing.
I feel like
what's that clown from It?
I feel like our garage is gonna open up, bro, and there's gonna be a fucked up clown coming out of there with 2 cats and a fucking wheelchair. And he's gonna speak only Latin. But he's gonna have the best ice
that was
cream.
A creepy
ice cream in the whole wide world.
I hope we picked that up on the mics because that was actually really creepy.
The best ice cream in the whole wide world, bro. Like you could taste the butter.
They should just have butter ice cream.
Yeah, so William the Kid killed that guy on the pirate ship, bro,
right.
with no malice, you know?
No fuck. I don't give a fuck, dude.
And I don't know when, but by that point, like he was already he took down a British ship, a British merchant, dog.
Oh, okay. That's when he started like forcing. That's right, because I read he was like, he failed at his expedition.
Yeah, they couldn't find nothing because his fucking men died of cholera. That fucking British guy took fucking all the mooners.
Right.
He killed a guy on a boat. But this guy like he started doing like big time raids, bro. Afterwards, when he because now look, when he was recruiting, he recruited some crazy motherfuckers, and those guys always been pirates.
Right.
They never been. You read that, right? They never.
Yeah.
They were never privateers.
Nothing. They were just
like
bad
these
guys.
fools smelled like fish.
Right
okay?
off the bat.
Like they're ready, bro. Like their hands, they've been holding rope and sails their whole life.
Yeah.
All they know is pillaging, bro. So they're like out of work pirates. So they're ready to go back in the ocean, bro.
Right.
And they were telling this fool like, and they had a vote and go, we're gonna be pirates.
So they chose to So they consciously chose to go from privateer to pirate.
Because to go ahead of myself, but because when William the Kid, because he got this guy was tried as a pirate in England, dog.
Right.
And they tarred him to preserve his body after they hung him.
No. So
his body was up there forever to burn in his eyeballs, dog. To let other pirates know what's going to happen.
Wow, bro. They hated him that much. That's the thing that I read about him, like almost right away. They decided to become pirates. But I'm like, man, like, okay, so this is the thing is like, to us, we're just saying, they decided to vote and be pirates. But you got to think about, like, if you're out there on a ship, the consequences of what your decision is death, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to ignore your letter of marque. You're going to which is the permission from the king. And you're going to choose to be on the run the rest of your life. And the only way you're going to be able to live is by aggressively taking other people's things. So, like, you got to make that decision, dude. And that's like a cold-blooded decision to make, man.
And
that's crazy that he was hung and dipped in tar to preserve
his body, man. Through all
that's fucking crazy.
He was up there, bro, forever, like an example.
He was out of New York.
Yeah, bro.
In Long Island.
Because he's a Dutch pirate. That's when I think England took New York from the Dutch or bought it off them.
Yeah, that's right. Because the Dutch was the enemy to everybody.
Yeah, because there was a York in Dutch, and then there's of course there's New York.
I read that the Dutch were the most hated by everybody. Like the French didn't like them.
The
Spanish,
Dutch,
Portuguese didn't like them.
The Dutch is Amsterdam, right?
I think so. Yeah, the Netherlands.
They went everywhere, man. Like there's places in South America where people speak Dutch, like Suriname.
There's it's called Jack Dutch or something like that. That
sounds made up.
In it does.
Click it, Philip. Jack Dutch with the
I
abbreviation.
think that's what it's called, but it's a form of Dutch that the what are those guys in Pennsylvania called? The guys with the buggies and the horses.
Mennonites.
Yeah, like those guys.
Are they Mennonites?
They're Mennonites, and what else are they called? They don't have electricity.
Entenmans.
Fuck, I'm having a brain fart, dude. I usually know, like,
They were in that movie Kingpin.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
It'll
Peasants. Amish.
Fuck. Okay, Amish.
Amish, Mennonites.
So I watched this YouTube video on this guy who went over and hung out with the
Anti-Semite.
Amish, and they have their own language still, and it's somewhat English, but it's called like Jack Dutch or something like that. So.
Oh, you're talking about that video that people were showing around? They speak a weird language in America somewhere?
Yeah, and they're born in America. They're born on American soil.
It's not like that. No?
Yes, it's like that. It's like that. Man.
It's where Boomhauer's from King of the Hill.
Jack Dutch.
You mean like German Baptist?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, German. Yeah, German Baptist.
What's the Amish language?
Dutch.
What's the Amish language?
It's like a pigeon sort of thing.
Yeah, it's Pennsylvania German.
It's like a pigeon mixture.
Shout out to Royalsford, Philadelphia, man. I had a lot of fans show up there. Thank you, Voice of God. That's why we love you.
Yeah, thanks, Voice of God. That's the captain, right, of the ship.
What? Viceroy?
The Voice of God.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find. I can't. Yeah, it's Pennsylvania Dutch.
Yeah. So oh, somebody falling off the ship, bro.
So back to Captain Kidd.
You know what it sounded like? Like somebody farted next to a guitar. Like their butt was on the wooden party.
I gotta try that. Dude, if you can play the guitar with your farts, that'd be amazing.
Hey, bro, you ever been with a woman or a wench?
Scurvy wench?
Hey, man, let's talk about that first.
Yeah.
Like, because, of course, the Republic of Pirates, when they had their own, they were pretty much running their own island, right? In Nassau.
Yeah.
Like, the people that were actually really making money were the people that probably were selling all the beer, huh? And the pimps.
Well, yeah.
Before there was pimps.
You know, they call it cottage industry. So, like, if you have, like, something that's put up, like let's say a new tech building goes into this little town. And now you have all these tech people. So they're going to create a cottage industry. You have someone that's going to sell computer cases. You're going to have someone that sells specialty mice, or something, whatever happens, like in ski towns, there's all these little things, little shops that are there just for skiers. And so that's called a cottage industry.
Yeah, like
so
when I went to Aspen, there was a secondhand store, bro, of all the stuff that people leave behind at the resort.
Yeah.
Like all the nice jackets, bro, and it was a secondhand store for rich people because all that stuff was high-end stuff.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So these industries,
but they know how to make money off of it,
Right. So you have in a little village of where, like, in these little like port towns, you have a shipwright is a guy who fixes ships and also sells like ship products. Then you have like a armor who sells weapons like guns and swords and cases and bullets and ammunition. You typically have a public house, which is a bar, and you have a fucking brothel. And then you have a doctor who fixes...
Gotta have a brothel.
Venereal diseases.
And you gotta have a blacksmith. There's always a blacksmith.
Yes, there is always a blacksmith in town, but that more caters to
and
the
a
people
sword
with horses.
maker. I always wonder, man, like all these swords, right? People have swords. The kings, the knights, the armor, like you said, the pirates. Everybody has swords. But you never hear about a rich ass blacksmith.
No.
So, man, I mean, that's a lot of work.
Right, but people didn't work to be rich back then. People mostly worked to live.
So the pirates did it just to live, huh?
Because there's no American dream back then. You know, there's no like, fuck, bro, one day
So you think the blacksmith happy sleeping next to a puddle of mud and shit every day?
He's a lot happier than a blacksmith who's doing that now today. Yeah. Because to him, that was his life. That's what he's supposed to do.
For a blacksmith in the pirate days, as long as he's not killing people, he's happy, huh?
Right, yeah. That's the thing, man.
And he's feeding his family.
So the word of God is real big back then, right?
So that's pretty much the law
and the
in
word
people's mind, huh? Like, thou shalt not steal.
Right.
But here comes these pirates who buy their stolen stuff.
Well, you've heard of the term, the meek shall inherit the earth?
But as a second time you say meek.
I know. I'm sorry. But that really literally translates to the poor and feeble will like
the meek shall inherit the earth.
It was rewarding. I'm just a humble fucking blacksmith, and I'm only here to serve God and do my job and take care of my family. And so that was more important than fucking like I'm on TikTok and I'm doing this. It's only now that we're like, dude, you work to get rich. You like, that's the whole goal. You don't work to just sustain and be content. But back then it was like, you know, being rich was for rich people. And it sucked that rich people treated people like shit, but there wasn't as much anger over it because you were just happy that you had a job, because that was the other thing, is that back then the unemployed were dead. The unemployed didn't have unemployment.
There was no hiring, huh?
Yeah, there's no fucking welfare. There was
no hiring of people, huh? Like, we're gonna need 100 people to build this house. No, you get slaves, huh?
No, they did do that to an extent, but the slaves did do a lot of stuff. But you needed skilled workers, but it wasn't like a carpenter's union and you're guaranteed this job for 3 weeks and you're going to make this salary. It was like a bunch of skilled carpenters would roll up to this area and they go, I need 3 guys. 3 guys. They go, oh, here, I'm here. Who's willing to take 50 cents an hour or 25 cents an hour? Me. Okay, you, and you. Let's go. And so that's how it was back then.
I read this story on one of the books that when the pirates showed up to this, I guess it was a New England town, you know, somewhere in Boston, Massachusetts, back in the days, that and they were recruiting people to go fucking be pirates, bro.
Right.
And a little ass kid wanted to go.
Okay.
Like he was like 9 or 12, 13 years old, right? And then the mom said, you can't go. Then the pirate said, nah, you're too young. Then the kid said, whatever. He was like, in his head, he was old enough to go, right?
Right.
But they let that fool go, bro. Because I'd rather go with you guys than starve over here or something like that.
Right. Yeah. That's the thing, man, is that you're faced with poverty. Like fuck gangs, bro. You know, because gangs kind of is an alternative for, you know, oh, I got into drug dealing, then I got into gangs. Bro, there is no alternatives out there. You don't have to get in a gang in America. You could get unemployment, you can get fucking welfare, like you could do other stuff. But there's programs here for you. You know, yeah, you could go deal drugs or do whatever, but back then it was like you're not a skilled worker, or there's no work for you. You go fucking be a pirate.
Bro, I got you a shirt just for you, bro. Look. It's the pirate Seinfeld shirt.
I don't want to be a pirate.
Yeah.
Do you want to do pirate lingo?
Yeah. What like swashbucket, right?
Do you want to do? Okay, there's a few pirate greetings and exclamations.
Read them to me, and let's see if I know what it means.
Pirate insults, threats, and dark omens. Let's start with that.
Read one to me. Let's see if I know what it means.
Bilge sucking.
Build sucking.
If I called you a bilge sucking comedian,
that means that you're a horrible skilled laborer.
An insult indicating someone drank dirty bilge water from the bottom of the ship.
Put the word up there on the ones we read.
You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Black spot.
Black spot.
Hey,
has to do with gonorrhea.
I'll tell you the context. I put a black spot on ye.
What does that mean?
That means you're marked for death. I greenlit your ass, bro. Black spot, a death rat found in Treasure Island. Brought Robert Susan. Okay. This one, blow the man down. Do you know what blow the man down is? I don't even know this one.
Triple X gay movie.
It possibly means getting knocked to the ground or killed.
Fuck.
Found in 19th century sea shanty. Cleve hit him to the brisket. If I tell you, Cleve hit him to the brisket.
I mean, hit him till you start seeing meat on his head, I guess.
Yes, dude, pretty much.
I've seen brisket, eh?
Cut him nearly in half with a sword. Cleave him to the brisket. Dude, that's crazy. Okay, here's one. He's gonna go dance with Jack Ketch.
He's gonna go dance with Jack Ketch.
Yeah. If I say
they're probably gonna fucking stab him to death and tie him up and throw him in the ocean.
You're gonna be hanged.
Oof. Who's Jack Ketch?
Jack Ketch was slang for the hangman. We're gonna have to look that up in a minute. Dead man tell no tells.
That's when you kill your best friend who knew your secret?
So dead man tell no tells was actually a real phrase. And so if I were on a ship, right, we get on this ship, we board it, we take it over, and we look around and we have all these guys standing there with their hands up in the air, and I look over at you and I go, dead man tell no tells. What am I telling you to do?
Say it again.
This
dead man needs to listen again.
Dead man tell no tells.
What was the situation?
Where we took over a ship.
We took over a ship.
And you have all these guys standing. They have their hands up in the air and they've already surrendered the ship to us. But I look over at you. Let's say you're my first mate and I'm the captain, and I say, first mate, dead men tell no tales. Do what you must.
We kill those fools like they kill those fools in the beginning of Heat.
Yes, you kill everybody.
Fucking Wangro.
Dead men tell no tales is code for kill the entire fucking ship. Give no quarter.
That means they can't. They're not. I don't know, bro. Something with them not spending the night.
You ain't. Yeah, exactly. You're not gonna. No surrender. Sometimes ships would roll up on another ship, and instead of raising the black flag and saying "pull over, we're gonna take your ship and we'll let you surrender, and you can leave whatever men you want," we raise the red flag with the skull and crossbones, and that means you better fucking run. Because we're going to fucking kill you.
Yeah, that was William Kidd, bro.
Yeah. Also, there was a guy named Lolanaise, and he used to get guys and grab their fat on their body and then slice a piece off.
What was that? We'll get back to the slayings, but you said you had something on.
Wow.
On the ocean, bro.
Getting fucking bombed over here.
You had you said that William the Kid had an African matey.
Yeah, his first mate was a small African dude. Let me find the name. Let's see, Pirates. Go to William Kidd.
Sir Francis Drake from Canada?
No, Sir Francis Drake was not a black dude. He was a fucking slave trader and a very, very bad person. Trinity Church, Returning Exhibition. Now I can't fucking find it because kids' refusal. Among his
Robert
officers
Durante.
was a quartermaster named Hendrik van der Hall. The quartermaster was considered second in command of the captain in pirate culture of this area. It is not clear, however, if van der Hall exercised this degree of responsibility because Kidd authorized as a privateer. Van der Hall is not notable because he might have been African or African-American descent. A contemporary source described him as a small black man. If van der Hall was of African ancestry, he would be considered the highest-ranking black pirate or privateer so far identified. Van der Hall later became master's mate on a merchant vessel and was never convicted of piracy. So this is the thing: is you asked me to look up black pirates, almost none.
Because the winners write the history. But I'm pretty sure, bro, there was
definitely
because I know
black
that
pirates,
I read
bro.
somewhere that some of these pirates, when they were going to Africa, they were trading with Africa in the beginning, with whoever they were.
Mm-hmm.
And the African people that were trading with these people, they were trading their enemies, which were their other tribes, which were black. But this started getting, this was okay because they were buying trading slaves from these people they were dealing with. But then some Dutch merchants, privateers, they started enslaving the people they were dealing with instead and keeping everything. So that's when the beginning of actually let's enslave these people and take it over instead.
Right. Yeah, dude.
'Cause you know there was and I'm pretty sure that whoever was dealing with slaves back then, I'm pretty sure they had ships too, bro. Like there's no way that I just cannot believe that only Europeans had ships. I know Asian people had ships, and we know that Maharaji who got robbed by Henry Avery,
right.
He had a big ships, but he just was lacking in guns.
So
there's crazy motherfuckers.
There is a tribe of people that are former black slaves that were rescued or released by pirates outside of Nassau, and they lived in the jungle. There's actually a TV show on Showtime a long time ago called Under the Black Flag or something like that. And it does talk about them because they were instrumental in a lot of helping other slaves and sometimes they were known to help pirates that were good to slaves. But they were former American slaves who made it down into the Caribbean and formed their own tribe. And I'm almost sure there was it's unfounded and there's no real verification, but there is a story of a captain who rescued a slave ship and didn't have a crew, and so he used the slaves as his crew, and they rode around and pirated for a while, but there's no proof of that. It's just a story. But there's two black pirates that are very notable.
Yes, they were all stuck on Gilligan's Island.
But there's one that is kind of a myth, and that's Black Caesar. He's a number of different pirates who did a bunch of shit. He ended up being a bad guy. And then there's Diego the mulatto, and he was a real dude. He was a son of a very aristocratic rich guy and a Caribbean slave. And he was tortured by this dude who was like an admiral when he was younger, and so he became a pirate and then fucking seeked that dude out and fucking killed him and revenged him. So there's that, but there's not a lot on that. That's the only two, and there's like 2 videos I found and no Wikipedias on it at all, like nothing.
The British was also very upset with these pirates because they had a very diverse crew. Like there was people actually Africans giving orders to white people.
Yes.
And it was vice versa, and then they had homosexuals probably on the boat. There were some.
There was rumors that
there were some fucking ears.
Well, there's rumors that Calico Jack was a bisexual.
Gillico Jack.
And Calico Jack is Jack Rackham. He's known for having Anne Bonny and Mary Read, who are the two.
He was probably the pirate that wore 2 earrings, not 1.
2 most notable lady comedians, pirates. And he did actually wear a lot of earrings. He's the guy, when you see pirates with the like
Captain Hook and Peter Pan.
That's who they're modeled
with
after.
1 foot. Who had 1 foot?
Nobody had 1 foot. That's a myth.
I know people was when I was looking up the 1 foot pirate, I was tripping, because there was no way that dude could balance all that and steer a ship because the ship's wobbly, bro.
Bro, a very rigid.
And he won't be able to fight.
Yeah, very rigid ship.
Because once you do a little kips to remember when Kip from Napoleon Dynamite tried to do a little sweep leg,
right,
and got smacked in the head.
How am I? Here's the thing, man. I'm a pirate. I'm trying to make fucking money. Why would I hire you if you had a missing leg? You know what I mean? Like if I'm a pirate captain and it's like, good, you're a seasoned pirate, but you have a missing leg. You're gonna slow everybody down. We all gotta fight for you. No one's hiring a fucking dude that's missing a leg. So I think that's a rumor. The parrots are kind of a fake thing.
Who?
Did you really?
That's the name of the pirate? Yeah. Pata de palo, bro.
Pata de palo.
So he's Spanish.
Peg leg. Okay. He was often the first to board an enemy vessel during attack or raid. The 16th century French privateer, originally from Normandy, he credited it as the first pirate in the modern era to have a peg leg. He was often the first board an enemy vessel during an attack or raid. It was the brazen style that eventually caused him to suffer the loss of a leg and severe damage to one arm while fighting the English at Guernsey in 1549. Despite his wounds, Leclerc led major raids against the Spanish, who nicknamed Pato de Palo. In 1553, he assumed overall command of 7 pirate craft. So I stand to be corrected. Jesus Christ.
Fucking Captain de Palo. We got that one. Oh, I forgot that I read about a Chinese pirate. We could put her name up here. Her name is Madame Ching. Not to be confused with Mexican pirate, Madame Chingao. Madame Ching, born 1755. And she died in 1844.
Yeah, so she came like when was she born?
She was born in 1775 and she died in 1844.
So she came after 30, 40 years.
She was a 19th century pirate.
Right.
The China Sea in the late 18th and early 19th century was a natural haven for pirates. Merchant vessels carrying silk and tea to the west and tin, lead and wool to the east crisscrossed its vast waters and port cities along China's southern shore and served as easy targets. But when Emperor Qing banned the production and trade of opium in 1799, a new level of lawlessness took hold. Corrupt Mandarin and pirates conspired to circumvent the edict. The robbery and looting of ports from the Yellow Sea to the Straits of Malacca escalated. So did extortion schemes and protection rackets. Pirates, imperial officials, and European customers cheated each other in service of their own gain. Amid this chaos, one pirate ruled supreme, Chengai Sao, or Madame Ching, who commanded a fleet of more than 600 war junks. What does a war junk look like? Okay, see.
It's a pirate ship, yeah.
War junks, 600 war junks, hundreds of supply ships, and an army of 70,000 pirates.
Yeah.
Take that, Henry Avery.
Yeah.
Ching was renowned for holding up any ship that crossed her path. If she seized the ship belonging to the British Imperial Navy, she executed all those bloody bastards on board. Traders fared slightly better. Ching allowed captives to buy their freedom, and if they didn't have the funds, they could convert to piracy or choose to death by torture. Let me tell you, Miss Ching, I prefer to be a pirate. Thank you very much.
Yeah, dude.
How Ching rose to her position is a matter of debate. Some accounts describe her as a former prostitute, like that lady from the Cocaine Cowboys. Former prostitute who so bewitched pirate Lord Xing with her beauty that he married her, promising her half of his wealth and shared command of his fleet. Women pirates say she likely came from a pirate family and grew up on a pirate ship. Either way, she married Zheng Yi, and then when he died, she took over his empire, supposedly as his ships were retreating from battle after he was killed under the leadership of a man you have chosen to flee. She is said to have announced, "We shall see how far you prove yourself under the hand of a woman."
Right. At one time, she was larger than the Chinese Navy. And
bro, when let me tell you about Chinese people, bro. I noticed when they have an army, they go large.
Huge.
Genghis Khan, he had a lot of big army too, man.
Right.
I don't know if it's 70,000, but that's 70,000 people. I'm
Genghis
surprised.
Khan did
She could have showed up with that.
Right.
I don't know how far those youngs can go, bro. She could have kept to America. You know what? When she was born in 1775.
Yeah.
So that means that
30 years after the golden age of piracy.
Because United States, when they became an American country in the United States of America in 1776, and then 8 years after they were America, right? Because they were America for 8 years. Well, just say they're on their 8th year of being the United States of America. We're talking after they made a treaty with the British and France
Right.
that we're gonna be the United States of America, right?
Right.
United States of America went to China for the first time
Okay.
to go meet Chinese people they were introduced by the British because the British and China have been dealing with each other for centuries already.
Right.
So America went over there to China to check it out because America at the time had a lot of ginseng that they grew.
Right. Okay.
They grew a shitload of ginseng.
Oh,
So they had tons of it to sell over there the whole ship was business, bro. The whole ship was business, right? So they went to China, and this is when I learned this from a book I was reading. It was like the history of Chinese food in America. So they went over there, bro, and they didn't get to see mainline China till their like 10th trip.
Really?
Because they got to see a little bit at a time.
Right. Okay.
So they got to see
What was the purpose of that?
To make trade.
Okay.
So now I'm thinking when America was doing trade with China, back then, that's probably when that Chinese pirate was, because America was probably already trading with China back then.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure that's when she was making big money, bro.
Big money. And the thing is,
big money, dude.
Let me just emphasize how.
But big money,
This is a woman pirate, right? Let me just emphasize how unimportant women are in China. Her name is actually Chang Si Yao. Do you know what that translates to English?
Hold on.
Wife of Chang Si.
Oh, wow.
You don't have a name as a woman in China. That's how unimportant you are. You're wife of, daughter of, and that's it. And when you switch to somebody else, your name switches. So this woman fucking rose through this fucking patriarchy beyond and above, like owning a larger navy than her country did, and thus making the rules for a long time. She's amazing, bro. Reading about her was fucking nuts.
In that movie, the Pirates of the Caribbean and Dangerous, I don't know which one it is. Which one is the one where the pirates flip over the world? Well, anyway, they go to that place where you say World's Edge. They meet her. She shows up in that movie.
Does she? Okay,
with her crew, and she's a Chinese lady, bro.
Right.
She shows up with killers.
Another fact about her, they plundered this ship, her and her husband, and it had a 14-year-old boy on it. And they adopted him as their son. And when he turned 17, the husband was having a sexual relationship with him. And then
the husband,
and she was they were both having a sexual relationship with him on the side.
The mom and dad?
Yeah, after they adopted him. And then once the dad died, he became her partner and married her. And then they ruled together, but then at that point she was in charge.
Fuck.
So that's kind of like the weird sexual nature of things back then.
Chingao.
Like there was no in that time in China, there was no difference between there's no sexuality. It was just everybody having sex with everybody, kind of. Apparently, in this.
I don't know, bro.
You go too far. Yeah, dude. So, yeah, she's interesting, though, nonetheless.
We got to pause for people to get their hell no out the way.
So, yeah, it was weird. So, this
she must have had, like, they must have been always raiding shit, huh?
Always. Anything that passed by her was, like, moved on. And you had to have, like, you had to have a pass from her. Like, if you could buy a pass from her. So, if her pirates intercepted you, you go, oh, I already worked it out with Cheng Si Yao. Let me through.
Cheng Si Yao.
And then even then, sometimes they'd still jack you. But she never got caught. I mean, she never got brought to justice. She retired a civilian in China because she made a deal with the Chinese government, and it was the sweetest deal any pirate could make. That her husband become a major person in their military, he command his own fleet, and that he own his own ship, and that she be let go and all her men were let go, and were allowed to live life normal in China with the riches that they walked away with.
What do you think about the pirates now? These Taiwanese, bro, like, you know how they have
Somali pirates?
Yeah.
It's not anything like we've been talking about, you know.
But it's funny because like those watch, because we know that merchant ships that were being robbed by what's her name?
Yang Shishao.
Yang Shishao. Merchant ships that were being robbed by Henry Avery, being robbed by Blackbeard, by William Kidd. Were those ships allowed to carry guns? Because I know I know that ships now, whenever they get attacked by pirates, all they throw water at them.
So the thing now is different. That was like when it was happening. So now they have a I can't remember the name of the island, but it's an island of floating tankers, all wrapped together, and it's a hotel on it, and it holds mercenaries.
Bro, I heard of that place. It's a floating pirate island in Thailand somewhere.
No, this is in the like the Gulf of India or something like that.
But they're all Asians, right?
No, this is for the Somali pirate issue.
Okay, that's different.
That's Africa.
Are they locked up or that's their world?
No, so mercenaries are dudes that are
I know that.
Okay, so this hotel houses the mercenaries.
It's a real hotel or a made-up hotel?
It's a real hotel built on a barge.
Like Hilton and all that.
No. It's a very basic, like dry, like it's like military barrack style. And
it's illegal.
No, it's totally legal. It's sanctioned by.
Because what I'm talking about is illegal.
Okay, but this one is what I'm trying to say is that this one is for these mercenaries to stay in, and a boat will pull into the strait because that's where they're getting jacked by these Somali pirates, and so these mercenaries, so the boat will pull up and go, we need to hire 2 mercenaries, and then they pull 2 mercenaries out of this hotel. They have their guns, they have all their own equipment, and these soldiers get hired by these boats now, and there's videos you can watch them on YouTube where the Somali pirates are pulling up on this fucking tiny little boat with their AKs. And these guys start firing like warning shots, and then they're like, "Okay, those aren't working." Bam, bam, bam! Fucking kill like all these guys on the boat.
Did they kill them?
Yeah, they kill them because they're allowed to. I mean, you know, they have a whole procedure now where they set up barbed wire.
Oh, they killed the pirate. They killed.
They killed the pirates.
Okay.
So what are you talking about though?
No, I'm talking about in
Thailand. In
Thailand somewhere. Look it up, Philip. Shanky Pirate Town in Thailand somewhere. And right there, dude, these are all like Asian pirates, and they have the same type of boats that the ones you have.
Okay.
And and this place, it's in the ocean. And it's made with stilts, and they have restaurants there, and they have like pretty much they have prostituting, they have alcohol, they have rum.
This is modern.
Modern, bro.
What?
And it's like it's in the middle of the ocean, and it's only for them, right? Yeah, it's only for them, and they have a person there selling alcohol. It looks like a little ass bar, huh?
Yeah. Oh shit, that's crazy.
You see it right there? So go through the photos, Philip.
Wow.
And that's where they trade all their stuff, bro.
Holy shit, dude.
That's a modern day Republic of Pirates, bro.
Kolanta is what it's called.
Yeah.
Kolanta.
So that's what I was talking about. I thought when you said Somalian pirates, I thought they had like a little town like that.
No. Okay, so
that's like, bro, that's deep,
that's
bro.
That's crazy. I didn't even know about that. I was talking about the Somali pirates that we were having problems with, like, I don't know what, a decade ago.
Let's go get them, bro.
You know, remember Captain Phillips?
I am the captain.
I'm the captain now.
That's real shit, huh?
That's real shit, but now it doesn't happen as much because
they get shot.
So, like, a lot of the hotel I was talking about, it's like Navy SEALs, it's like British Secret Air Service, it's like, fucking dudes that have been to war and fight, and so they charge, I think it's like $5,000 or $6,000 for a job.
So a lot, huh?
Yeah, they pull up your boat. Let's say you're Maersk or you're fucking Cisco, and those big tanker ships, and they go, "We need 2 guys," and so they go out, and if there's no problems, they get like 7 Gs or 8 Gs or whatever. But if they have to fight, they get paid way more. So but but it's not really fighting. It's you see, like I said, you see the video of these guys and they just get shot up.
Speaking of pirates, give me your Venmo.
At Butch Escobar.
And what's your Instagram?
At Butch Escobar.
Yes. Yeah, man. But that's crazy, man. Like, anybody, you think anybody that robs, anybody that robs somebody in a ship, would they be considered for piracy nowadays?
Yeah. And then depending on what country you're in, it's still a death penalty.
And then but as far as piracy, being a pirate and taking over someone's ship and robbing a yacht, right. You're a pirate, right? But smugglers during these times always been around too, right?
Smugglers
are smuggling shit with a pirate ship.
I've heard this phrase, or not this phrase, but like every pirate book I read has some version of, and at the beginning of time when man first figured out how to float on water is when piracy began. And I think it could be said for the same as smuggling. The minute we knew we could move something.
Transporting. No matter what type of transporting you did, there was something illegal there too, huh?
Right. Oh, yeah. I mean.
Women and children.
Well, if we're talking about like the beginning of time, like the Jesus era and all that stuff, alcohol was illegal in most of Africa because of Muslim countries. And all those Muslim countries still, I think a lot of them don't allow alcohol. So there's always been an alcohol smuggling ring. And anytime something's illegal, it's getting smuggled in somewhere.
Yeah, Mac. A lot of the wars that have been started, when the Dutch, England, France, Spain, these fat cats wanted to get richer and richer off the colonies. So all the wars were basically because of the colonies.
Right.
Because all the gold you said they were taking and the spices, salt, whatever they needed for England, for the better of the people, of course.
Right. Well, there is
But pretty much everybody was roaches to them, bro.
The industry of war is one of the biggest industries.
Because I know that the reason that you have privateers was because, it was during war and they wanted that spice.
Right.
Because I think the Opium War was started. I don't know if it was started by England because they want to cut China's extra side money.
Yeah.
Because there was a point where China didn't want to trade with England.
Right.
At all. So they said, nah, man. They were, when America was visiting China for the first time, 8 years after being United States, guess what China was calling Americans, United States?
What?
The barbarians.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, dude.
They saw them as
still very barbaric.
They saw them as the newest country ever because even though, imagine, bro, America's been around 8 years. They're going to China to trade.
Already.
They're thinking they're big shots.
Right.
That country already been around for over 300 years.
Right. And China's been around for like thousands of years.
Right. By the time they went over, they've been around for trading, fighting.
Oh, bro, China's the oldest country or civilization.
They invented gunpowder.
One of them, at least. Yeah, they invented gunpowder. That's the thing, man.
Bro, I saw a video of China. And this was during Genghis Khan. They invented the Uzi, bro, with arrows.
Really?
Yes, they had a crossbow, bro.
Okay.
That fit
like
maybe a 50 or 20 arrows this short, this long, with a wooden clip that they keep going like this back, and it just keeps shooting over and over.
Oh yeah, it's in a video game that I play. I forgot the name of it. The thing is,
Assassin's Creed.
Going back to the spice thing, though, I was making coffee and breakfast this morning. I shared this. You let me utilize this space in your house. It has a kitchen in it, and you guys dropped me off. One thing I forgot was to get like spices, like salt and pepper.
How important it is, huh?
Bro, and as I'm lucky enough, to remember, like, whenever we're done eating at a place on the road, I take, like, the salt and peppers and the little stuff.
You, grandma, you.
So I had this little allspice from Popeyes. And it's in this little sack, and it's nothing, right? It was free. And it made all the difference in my burrito. But what it hit me was that people were fighting over this.
We take that for granted now,
People
but
were
it's needed.
Yeah.
It's needed.
The salt industry, the sugar industry. So again, just to remind you,
The spice war was a big deal,
big
bro.
deal, bro. Big deal.
Because China and India had all the spices, and they just didn't want to.
That's why
They didn't want to deal with They didn't want to deal with them, bro.
Up, dude, because spice was.
Then
important.
it became the British Indian Trading Company, right?
Right, Indian Trading Company, and
it's just still around.
And it's still around. Isn't that crazy? It's still around.
Bro, there was a scene in that show I watched, Turn. It's about British spice and American spice, where the king is losing his mind. He goes, "What do you mean we owe? We do the collecting. We owe no one."
Uh-oh. That doesn't last long. I can't imagine he lasted much longer after that.
Yeah, that no, he didn't, bro.
Did they kill him? They killed him, right?
No, that news traveled to France, and that's when that news traveled to America and then traveled to France, and that's when the French came in and realized because they knew the British was done.
Right.
Whoever they owe money to, they owe money to somebody.
Right.
They owe money to somebody.
Dude, and the thing is, man, this is a very dark time in history. Like, as much as we're like, it's so funny to me, and I knew this before, but doing this in-depth research and reading actual stories of dismemberment and blood and fucking heads being blown off and someone smearing brains across the fucking thing, and it's like all this stuff. It's crazy, dude, that we dress up in these motherfuckers' costumes and go, bro, how insulting would it be to be a person in fucking, what's that place in North Carolina? That black Charleston at that time, to be your kids, your family, and to know that in another 200 years, people are going to dress like him and fucking pretend to be him. And they're going to get drunk and fuck around. And this is going to be all a big joke to everybody.
I always imagine myself being either a black slave or an African or a fucking straight up Taino or a Mayan native.
Right.
You're chilling. Like we're chilling doing the Mayan podcast, whatever.
In our little fucking loincloths.
We're chilling. All our lives, we've been taught our people. This is all we see. We see brown people. We might see Aztecs, but we know they're somewhere. We never heard of them. There's Mayans. There's Incas, right? But we know Mayan people. We fight other Mayan tribes. That's it. Right. We don't know other tribes. We know our language. We're chilling. The fucking garage opens up, right? We see 10 fools show up. They're holding rifles. We never seen rifles.
You never seen a rifle,
but they're holding them.
Yeah.
But we know that smoke comes out because they shot our mom already.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And
when the smoke comes out,
mom died. They're dressed with white powder wigs.
Right.
They got this strange cold sores in their mouth somehow.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And some of them are not wearing wigs. Oh, God. Their head is bleeding from sores. Right. Right. Their fucking rotten teeth.
Oh, no.
They fucking stink, right?
Right.
Their face has a bunch of powdered fucking makeup, bro. And they're speaking this weird language. They're telling us, put your hands up right now. We're going to kill your ass. Stop doing that stupid podcast.
Right. My God.
But all we hear is, blah, 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 blah. We don't know. You get up and go, what the fuck you're saying?
Right.
They shoot your ass.
Oh, no.
Now I know that I got to go over there.
Right. And you got to do it very carefully. That's the thing, man.
That's what I imagine, bro. Like, these stinky powdered wig motherfuckers showed up.
On these huge boats. You got to remember, these natives had floating crafts, but they were dugouts. They were wood. They were woody tree trunks dug out.
Canoes.
They were just canoes. All of a sudden, this huge craft that looks like it's floating. And it's massive. There's no way anything that big could float on water because you don't know science and how it works yet.
Like we just left the Stone Age.
Right.
We're barely dealing with sharp objects for the first time.
We're learning how to grow and cook food right
now. These motherfuckers are already trading with the British.
Yeah.
These people are already trading with people who look like us but are just lighter skinned.
These are also
the Chinese
people who didn't necessarily fight to the death. They, some of the Mayan cultures and Aztec cultures fought, but they fought like they would like beat the shit out of each other with these big sticks, and then that was like kind of it because they valued life. And so now you have. That's why I said at the beginning of the conquistadors coming here, it was like 75 million.
That's like
native people.
That's one thing white people will never understand. That man, like. Imagine me and Bush showing up to your house and dragging your whole family out by the hair.
Right.
And turning off Seinfeld for you guys.
Yeah.
Like we walked into your house and just started slapping your dad around.
Yeah.
And turning off Friends.
But go back to the sores and shit, because that's the other thing is that you don't realize this, is that if you survive...
I would think they were gods.
If you survive these guys shooting you, you're still going to have to deal with their herpes, their cholera.
Because they pretty much wiped out with their diseases. Were so, like, we were not ready for those diseases.
No, bro. That's why even now you get immunized if you go to another country and you're not supposed to drink the water.
These fools showed up dirty as fuck.
Dirty, bro, and stinky.
Like we taught them how to wash.
Again, they would smear.
Act like we, bro. You didn't do shit.
They would smear pig fat on their face to keep off the flies, and they're under the hot sun. They're wearing these big metal helmets, and there's no like padding in it or anything, dude.
Wait a minute, man. These fools are wearing those metal helmets. There was no padding.
No, not in the.
So that you'll cook your head, dog.
Right. They would just fucking, dude. Bro, these people are putting, again, lard on their faces. Imagine being under the sun with lard on your face. You're sunburned. They don't give a fuck.
I got lard on my body. Good enough.
They don't give a fuck about pain. They don't give a fuck.
Sir Lardo over here.
There's no, like, you're uncomfortable. Oh, well, you're on a ship, dude. You've been wearing the same boots for the last fucking 3 months, and you've been soaking in water this whole time.
Think about it, bro. It's wearing that helmet or starving.
Right. Exactly. It wasn't about being rich and making it, and one day I'm going to be the governor. It was like, dude, I'm so fucking happy I get to survive right now. You know, the death rate for people, the life expectancy rate was 35 to 40, not because you died of old age at around 35 or 40. Those first 35 to 40 years of your life, you're constantly putting yourself in danger.
Yeah, man. There was nobody living to be 70.
Humans did make it to old age, but that's if they survived their first 35 or 40 years, but almost nobody did. Because you were almost sure you were going to get ran over.
Imagine talking like that. Oh, man, my uncle, I heard he made it to 25, but then he had to fight a lion and they killed him.
Yeah, exactly, dude. But you don't even know what a lion is.
What happened to your uncle? Oh, man, he was a pirate. What happened? What happened? Oh, he fired a gun and blew his face off.
Yeah.
Imagine they just hand you a dirty-ass pirate gun.
Right.
That shit's not even
Happened
clean.
all the time.
You shoot your fucking arm off.
Happened all the time. It happens all the time now with regular bullets. Can you imagine?
Bro, you say
it
with so much confidence, bro. Like, you got 10 friends that died from pirate guns.
No, I mean, you could read it, like, as you're reading through.
But it's bad,
you
huh?
read about, like, because one of the things we didn't get to is the weapons that they use and how they work.
What was the main, besides the knife and that pirate? That's funny, man. Everybody always called that gun pirate gun, but it's not called a pirate gun, huh?
No.
What's it called? Derringer?
Powder gun.
They're all called powder guns?
So you have a powder gun and a powder rifle. And the powder rifle is the long gun. Powder gun was this thing. And then you had...
that little gun right there?
You had a flint lock.
That little gun, you still had to stuff it like a regular rifle, too?
Yeah. And they were also called flint locks.
And they were the bullet smaller or same size?
Smaller, I believe.
So the fuse
Depending.
was pow, huh? One shot at a time, you got to be quick.
You go like this. You take a piece of paper, you stuff that down. Then you take a little barrel full with gunpowder, pour that in. Then you take a another little piece of paper, put it over that, and then you take
the bullet
and put it over that, and then you put another piece of cotton over that. And then as it's moving through the barrel, all those little pieces of paper and shit
helping
are
it push.
disintegrating. But the gas is helping push the bullet out. The other thing, though, is that now when we make bullets,
you put too much paper.
They're aerodynamic, and they can go right to the target as you point. But back then, as soon as that thing left the fucking barrel, you didn't know where it was going.
Ahoy, matey!
Ahoy, matey! And so you had flintlock.
I know they use a lot of clubs.
They had clubs. Like the guy in Gangs of New York, some guys use that. Those are called bludgeoning tools.
Pretty much whatever, man to man, huh?
A lot of it was they loved hand-to-hand combat. They loved it, and that was the thing, man. It was like, this fucking swords and shit, dude. The guns were so unreliable because you're dealing out in the ocean. The air's very damp. Gunpowder back in the day needed to be dry. Remember I showed you the video on Grape Shot?
So if a pirate guy jumps in the water and they try to shoot that gun again, it don't work like in the movies.
It will not work. No. Fuck no. The minute if it's raining, it won't work. If the air moisture, if it's foggy.
How about if it's raining? The cannon won't even work either, huh?
Cannons are below deck typically, so they would stay dry.
Hey man, I know we don't know how loud that fucking cannon was, but these motherfuckers were deaf, right?
Oh yeah, bro. That's the other thing is there's no fucking,
cannon must have been loud, right?
Loud.
Because you could see like pushing the boat.
I have heard cannons before, and they're super fucking loud.
So when a pirate would shoot a cannon, that cannonball would not explode, right? Because I always thought the ball would explode.
No.
It was just rip shit, right?
So they had this thing called Grape Shot. Okay, look it up. Can you show this right here, Philip? It's Grape Shot. It's a wooden wedge at the bottom. So it's a canvas. It's in canvas. Wooden wedge at the bottom. Balls this big, and they're stacked on top of each other like this. And then the canvas is wrapped around with twine, with hemp twine. It's put in the barrel of the cannon. And imagine, bro, you see the cannon fire. Now, if it's one ball coming at you, you can move out of the way. But this thing's shooting 5 to 12 balls that are like anywhere from
I've never seen that one
to this big, and they're just coming in all directions. And when they hit you, they're making holes through you. They're just ripping.
I saw that one cannonball, but in battle, they were shooting it from the boat to the castle or whatever the fuck they were shooting.
Yeah, mortars.
And it was stuck to a chain. They were ripping shit up, bro,
flying. Like balls on a chain?
Damn.
That shit fucks. Okay, so
it just keeps fucking flying, dog.
That originally was made to take out the mast. Remember when you asked, like, do you go for when you're trying to take a ship? That ball and chain, its job is to whirl around ball end to end, and when it wraps around the fucking mast, it rips it out and breaks it. Also, it does the same thing to castles. It just does massive damage to forts and shit.
But there was also one that was a ball of fire, no?
Yeah, that was.
But not from the cannon, huh? They exploded?
No, a lot of that. A lot of times that was like, more or less they'd pour shit out and light it on fire, and then it'd be a spewing. So if you had pirates coming up, that was more of a defense move. So you had pirates coming up on your steps, you pour tar down your steps and you light it on fire, and it'll burn forever. And so now they can't come up the steps, or if they're already on the steps, they're going to fucking get burned to death.
Give us another saying, bro, pirate saying.
Another pirate saying. Coming right up. Pirate slang.
Pirate slang.
Briny deep.
Briny deep.
If I go, yes, commit him to the briny deep. If I say commit him to the briny deep.
What does that mean?
Throw him over the fucking, let him go into the ocean.
I know, walk the plank.
Briny deep is cackle fruit. Oh, this is funny.
Cackle fruit?
Yeah, what do you think if I go, have a little bit of cackle fruit in the morning?
Oh, shit.
Eggs.
Mm. What was the main pirate meal on a boat?
It would be hardtack, salt pork, and beer. And remember we talked about hardtack?
Proper British meals.
I'll give this guy a plug because I love him. Check out the Townsend and Son YouTube channel, and he has a really good video on naval food and hardtack.
History for Foos, man. You want to finish it off, you got something to say about Blackbeard or anybody? Or Ann Bonnet?
No. You know what, man? If you guys want to learn more about this stuff, check out my Patreon. And also hit me up if you want me to make. I think I'll make some live videos and put them on my TikTok because I'm not done with the pirate stuff myself. We're gonna move on to another subject after this. Yeah, check out our merchandise. But I love this subject.
Ranch water.
This is my fucking favorite subject in the world, if you couldn't tell. And I'll keep talking about it. So check me out on that.
Check me out at the History for Fools podcast. Subscribe. Let all your friends know, man. Laters. Ahoy, matey.